Live.
Sounds good. We are live. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to jump into it and not do a formal introduction. The guys can do that at the end if they so choose. Last left off, the Emerald Magistrate, his lion companion, have done a lot. They were attacked by a Sekinja, possibly from the Cooney family or the Cooney merchant. They haven't found that out yet. He was the the apprentice. They also got a Cult of the Moon worshiper in their jail cell that they just finished torturing. Yes, torture folks in L5R, especially of an Emerald Magistrate to do so. And they've learned that they were hiding out in the merchant's quarters where they've had their base of operations at the house of Yatsuki Nobuku, the female crab merchant that was entertaining a Phoenix was hosting to a Phoenix guest and was kind of hiding the fact from our magistrate earlier. We begin our game where the magistrates are clean, and they're talking to Yoko, the assistant to the magistrate, the dragon, Miyamoto Yoko, in the body of the unicorn. And we open up with them being served tea and regaining some much needed void. And Yoko is also bows low to you. Again, she's in her, looks like she's in her traveling kimono. She's got her gear with her. It looks like while you were cleaning yourselves, she was preparing to assist you in this final stretch as you guys came back more beat than the last time. And she has a very small man, probably 4'7", 4'6", bald-headed. He's got Fu Manchu. He's got the old, think of instead of a kimono, he's got the vest where his arms are exposed. He's all tattooed up, leather skin. Looks like he's blind. Think of Kung Fu, the old man, the priest of Qui-Gon, or not Qui-Gon, but Kane.
Yeah, Master Po. Master Po.
Yeah, Master Po. But think of rather small and more hunchback. Think of Elmer Fudd, you know, how his body is. He's kind of hunched over, but he looks like Master Po, and he's got a vest on, and he's got his vestments, but he's covered probably head to toe in tattoos. Covers his lips, his under his eyes, and he stumbles kind of in, head shaking. Hida-sama, this is Kyorin. I don't know why he just showed up, but he had to see you, so I let him in. Please, Ren-sama, sit down. And she kind of escorts him to your guys' table where you're getting refreshments. The tea ceremony had happened.
I'll say to him, well, Kyorin, it's a pleasure to have you at the office. However, we're on a bit of a timetable here.
Yes, you are looking into what is happening. It is fortunate that you are here, Emerald Magistrate, that you, of all people, are here in this town at this time. Do you know Lord Moon is making his approach?
That's what we've found out during our investigation. In fact, we suspect the approach is going to be very soon, perhaps within the next couple hours. That's why we need haste, my friend.
Legitimate question for you, Clay. How much would a lion know about Lord Moon, especially about the cult?
Do you have Tao or history?
I have history.
I'll give you a history roll. Let me set the Tien for you. The Tien will be difficulty 30. You may do raises if you want more information.
Oh, Jesus. That was a crappy roll. No, I didn't get anywhere near that. I got 15, half enough as much as I needed.
The thing you know is like the Kid's Tales of Lord Moon. He was the creator of the Kami.
Yeah.
You know, the smaller things. The deeper knowledges you wouldn't know, but you get the gist of it, i.e. you've read a mythology book that's in your back.
Well, and then, I mean, it's clear that they're bad guys based on how they're acting, so that's all I really need to know. I just wasn't sure how much I would actually be able to process the deeper parts of what this cult is capable of or what they're trying to accomplish or anything like that. It's all good.
Fortunes are watching, young lion, as you are in deep thought of thinking what you remember, and his head is shaking as if his shoulders can't controller hold on to his head. But be warned, if you do not stop this from happening, and the light of Ladium's sun does not shine, then I am afraid that tragedy will befall more than just the city.
I'll walk over and put my hands down on the table and say, I accept your prophecy here, Karen, but we need some kind of advice or direction. What have you come to tell us?
That you know what you must do. The trail is there. And he kind of sniffs the air a little bit. Very dark things happening. You must think before you act. Your blade will not be the only thing to provide protection to you and to yours. Higher powers are involved, and you must follow the path of Bushido.
you see, you see Hide sweat a little bit.
He's blind. You know this man isn't looking, but he would be staring at you if he could actually lift the eyelids of his eyes.
Well, I have less problems with this than Hida does, since I actually want to follow Bushido. How closely do I need to follow Bushido? Because I may be really, really discompassionate. So,
How Native American is Elizabeth Warren? That's how closely you need to follow it.
okay. So 1/1/24th, 1/1/10/24th.
That's my plan, and like I'll even say as I come to my senses here, of course, the path to Bushido is the only path.
Oh.
And he cackles a little bit. Of course. Yes. My old age gets to me, and I am no longer. When was I ever that? I've always been a Tagashi monk. Izuzumi is my name. No, my profession. And you notice that he's kind of lost in his Alzheimer's. But he stands up.
Well, thank you for this information, Kieran, but let me ask you one more thing. We're going to go right now, the moment you depart, to investigate a merchant where we think the clan is hiding out. Do you have any advice?
Move quickly and you will fall. Move slowly and you will not move at all. It is what you choose to do. You must find balance. And he kind of smiles at that, and think of the old turtle from fucking Kung Fu Panda. He's missing teeth and stuff. He's probably got one really good tooth off to the left of his jaw that he smiles at you. Anyway, be well and know that the fortunes are watching. Yes, you too are touched. They will be watching. And he kind of stumbles a little bit and stops. And I suggest Blossom Bath, Hida-sama. Even though it will not cleanse you, it will help you. And he kind of walks away with Yoko kind of escorting him to your door.
Good. When he's gone, I'll say, Yoko, I need blossoms.
Takes her some time, but she pulls some out so you can spruce up a little more.
And I'll say to Kodo, well, the monk has given us some things to talk about here. Not too slowly, not too quickly. Largo, perhaps. Larghetto, maybe. Adagio, probably not. I don't know. We're going to have to decide here how quickly we're going to go. These monks often speak in riddles, and it confuses me.
Akoda kind of, he appears to be in a lot of pain, and he's having a hard time processing all of this. And if you get a good look at him, if Hida gets a good look at him, it's obvious that you're not sure how he's still functioning. He has been banged up very badly over the course of the evening.
Okay, well, after I'll tell Yoko, Thank you for getting the blossoms. I need to take a bath very quickly, as the monk has instructed me. While I'm doing that, would it be possible for you to send for a healer?
I have done so while you were questioning the suspect.
I will. I'll give Yoko a smile and say, "Good job, Yoko. You've done very well tonight. You might save us in the end."
Hopefully, not the other sex will be at the lighting ceremony. Again, that is where most of them will be in the temple district, but one should be coming. I did have to use your chop.
Of course.
But by the way, Andrew, when you're talking to her, I almost expect you to be like, "Now sit down and get your treat." Good girl.
Well, she's like 12, so
That's true. She's very young. But she's in the
she's
body of a 17, 18-year-old.
yeah, she's in the body of an 18-year-old, but she's like 12. So I'm just
I know,
treating her like you would a kid, you know.
I know, but every time you do that, I'm just like, "Where's the hook?" You know.
The other funny thing is she's like, what is that Lady Brina from Game of Thrones? She's probably 6'2", buff as all hell. She
Oh, I
might
put
be
less
she
manly
might
than
be
her.
getting a little softer on the edges. She doesn't do the same workout she's done in the last 6 months.
Yeah, my sweet hot otaku that looks like Japanese Red Sonja is now fucking pudgy.
Pretty much, she's getting that midriff. But you're bathing, and during that time, Makoto, what are you doing while he's cleansing himself?
First thing I want to do is pull everything together, and I'm going to do a lot of reflection here to try to figure out what the best tactic will be here to approach this. Because there's only two of us, and if we go busting into a cult headquarters, we're probably going to get murdered. So there has to be a way to do this without getting us both killed.
That's a good question. How would you like to figure it out? You can
I
give me a battle check if you have battle.
I do have the battle skill. So
You can give me an battle roll.
Rocky, would you stop barking at me and stop barking at other things? You never used to bark. One explosion. Hang on a second. It's 20. It's a 5K3, right?
Remember your penalties.
It's 20. It's going to be a 28. My penalty is plus 20.
Yes, you know that storming the merchant's home that you think what these guys are laying might be bad, but in times of war, and this I'll give you with what you rolled, in times of war, being a little stealthy isn't bad. Approaching, strategically positioning yourself to observe your enemy is a good thing.
I'm also under the firm impression that fire may be a good thing here. We can probably burn them out, quite literally. It's easier to replace a building than it is an entire world.
Unless the fire gets away from you and you have to replace a district, and then you got to commit seppuku for causing so much damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a possibility.
Do
anyway,
I have like any bows, Clay?
You have an armory. I'll give you the standard affair. Things that are a little more rare, Naginata, Nodachi. No, Naginata would be there. No, Naginata wouldn't be there because it's a ninja weapon. But a Nodachi, you have one for your personal use. Void Dragons, or not Void Dragon, but the other Miyamoto, he had some weapons that are still there. So you have an arsenal if you want to choose from it.
Do we have whistling arrows?
Yes, you do. So you'll have the different brands of arrows.
The real question is, yeah, I have kaijutsu as well, so I could actually fire a bow fairly well. Not super well, but if all we're trying to do is scare the shit out of them, we can do whistling arrows. Make them sound like there's a bunch of people around them.
While you're contemplating that during your cleansing and you're contemplating your battle skills, and Yoko is preparing, it looks like that she's preparing herself to go with you guys. You see a rather young man, probably in his late 30s. He kind of enters, makes himself known and enters, and you see that he is wearing the robes of a monk. And it looks, you've seen it before, he's part of the Order of Sensei.
Nice. I like the Order of Sensei. I'm good with that.
Is there a and he kind of checks his notes. A utaku urine? Yuriko? And you can see on his scroll that he's probably got minuscule kanji written, and it's thousands upon thousands that this guy has done. And, and Yoko stops. And she thinks about it for a moment. I am Otaku-san. This is the man I wish you to help. The Emerald Magistrate would be much in your debt if you would help his associate. You get the gist that Yoko is basically providing favors for the order under the Emerald Magistrate's name. And they're getting a lot more than the Emerald Magistrate probably would be willing to give.
Yeah, I don't know how much she's giving, but I'll just nod, like, oblivious to the fact, and be like, as if you could help my friend Akoto here, we'd be very, very pleased and help you in any way we could. In fact, we would be as fruitful as a sakura tree in June.
Of course, being acquainted with the Emerald Magistrate, especially one that served and is the son of Hida Kusada himself, that is great. One to have the voice and the ear of one of your position. Oh, it's too much. It's too much. Of course, we'll help you. And he kind of directs you. Go ahead.
He has very well buttered me up at this, and I like arch my back and raise my chin a little bit stoically and proud.
Oh, he gives you this. Oh, he is that the attendant in the Mulan cartoon. You know, just kissing your ass as if you were the emperor himself. And
he's the dude that fucking butters up Gaston, like Gaston's hype man.
Yeah, there you go. He could be in that in Beauty too. He is just kissing your ass to the 10th degree. Let me shut my door here.
Awesome.
And he comes in and he's like, okay, we'll take this table. And basically he tells you Akoto to strip.
Well, I'm actually not opposed to listening to this guy because I think he's going to help me. And I have no shame here. I'm just going to strip. I'm not even thinking about Yoko being in the room at this point.
I'm going to look for anything odd when he takes his clothes off, like maybe a third or a fourth nipple.
Now look for that
cane. Where to have the devil suck from?
Unless you state otherwise, Kyle, I say no. He finds nothing discriminating against you, but you do get the feeling of being watched there, Akoto, pretty sternly for a moment.
As a military man, this will not be the first or last time I've stripped in front of other people.
How would you describe your areolas?
Very, very pink and huge, like Uncle Sam's nipples.
So he's got baloney nipples. Okay. So as you get down, he kind of comes up to you, and it looks like he's wrapped his hands in kind of cloth, and he kind of calls out, and all of a sudden you see another man emerge from the doorway, and you know that it is a Heman or an Edda. Yes, Yorikin. Please put him down. And Yorikin kind of puts his arms on your shoulder and leads you down. He's very gentle as he tries to keep your wounds closed. As you do this, kind of agitates them and opens them as you start to leak a little bit. Okay, Yorikin. Let us look. And so he is going to do a medicine check. And Yorikin, as his hands, will have to do one as well.
Why do I feel like I'm in the middle of the Catholic Church after hours as an altar boy?
If you have lore Shinto, you can roll that. If you have history, it'll be a high TN, but you are still suffering your penalties.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about what he's doing. I'm just wondering why I feel like I'm in a Catholic Church as an altar boy after hours.
So you see the Shinto priest pull out a bunch of scrolls from inside his kimono, and he pulls one out and starts to read it to himself. While he does that, Yorikin passes you a small vial and says, Lion-sama, please take this.
Well, since I think this is all kosher, I'm going to take it, and God help me if it's corrupted.
By the way, if this room is lit by a candle right now, I'm going to stoke it so it flickers.
Okay, he's airing out the candles that are lit around here, and it starts to dance across the ceiling and across your body. And as you take it,
Is
Has
he
your
over there
character
rubbing
ever
himself?
has your character ever taken liquid opium?
No. Well, actually, I take that back. He probably would have at some point. He is a lion bushi. He doesn't care now.
So you now know as you pop open. Ooh, 1 second, fellas, but we will go from there.
Andrew, are you rubbing your nipples as this is happening?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Voyeurism! Yay! You pervert.
All we need is some of that 80s porno music played on a Kodo.
Yes. Yes, we do. Oh, you're a terrible person. I hope you know that.
I'm the best person. I would have had a great rumor if you had a third nipple. That'd have been fucking tight.
Juicy, 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 juicy shit. You could have gotten me to do just about anything to keep that secret, too.
Fucking pulled out a fan. I hear the Akodo has a third nipple.
Do it at the middle of a really important dinner, too.
What? That's preposterous. Is it? Is it really? I hear
Well,
that the third nipple is exactly 1.5 inches below the left nipple.
You know what's funny is that the people around you think it's preposterous, but all the Edda and shit serving us food would be like running around town, but like, I heard this really important guy and has a third nipple.
Oh, they would think it was fucking hilarious.
Okay, sorry about that, gentlemen. Try not to do that in the future, but
Yeah,
That
life is important too. So
I am down, Clay. If you want to collaborate with me to make a disadvantage for
third nipples.
For FFG L5R, let's do a third nipple disadvantage.
We
were
can do
just
that.
discussing
Kinda funny.
we were discussing how funny it would be to spread a rumor like that. Because most of the people wouldn't believe it, but the Edda and shit around them would hear it and find it really hilarious and spread that far and wide.
That'd be quite interesting. I think that'd be pretty funny.
But go ahead and finish molesting my character, Clay. He's not done being molested by your priest.
So, as you down the liquid opium and it burns through your body, and then after a while this man is manipulating your muscles and stuff, it starts to sew you up some, and he does get you taken care of. So with this, you're only going to be able to. He only give you back 20. As he's fixed you up. But with the opium in your system, you feel no pain. And social interactions are going to require a raise in which to accomplish. Since you downed everything, it will take 2 raises not to embarrass yourself. Slurring your words, acting as if you're drunk in public, but you feel good and your body is responding.
Now I'm only at a +3 rather than a +20. So
I am sorry, that is all we can give you for now. After the ceremony, there are others that can provide better care than we can. Oh, please join us. We will be worshiping with the Order of the Sun when they light the dragon orb.
Afterwards, he's kissing your neck and rubbing your ribs.
If all goes as planned, we'll be there.
Of course. With that, you notice that Yoko slides him a seal, a scroll with a seal on it. You notice that it has your chop, and he excuses himself, and it almost like magic disappears into one of his robes. Well, I must go. Not that you see the fireworks in the background and everything else happening.
Hey,
the parade should start within the hour.
Yoko, just out of curiosity, before I take off here, how many favors have we dealt out today? I know there's been a lot of stuff happening.
You, as she puts on her traveling backpack and stuff, you have been very gracious with some of your gifts.
Uh-oh. That sounds like Casad is not going to be happy.
And on that note, please put on your character sheet obligation with a question mark until you investigate what it is that you are obligated for.
Are we both obliged to do this, or just him?
Just Andrew for right now,
Okay.
if you would, because it's your seal. You also lie. You can also put it down with a question mark, but you don't even know that it's now that it's been addressed. That Andrew does know.
Okay.
is aware of it. You are unaware of it, so just hold on to yours, but put it down.
I am now absolutely resolved. There's only 2 outcomes for me at this point. Outcome 1, we foil this plan and gain a ton of glory, and Casado will be okay with the expense it took to get this. Or option 2, I die.
And in which case, you still get the glory, but they're burning your body at the end of it.
Yeah, and Casado can't punish me, at least not in this life.
Yeah. But Fu Lane can always get your soul.
Yeah, you like saying that name.
Look, after that creepy monk, I think I deserve to be able to say that name. Okay. Absolutely. All joking aside, the next thing I'm gonna, once Hida is back around and we're all done getting molested or whatever the fuck that was. Jesus Christ. I am gonna ask Hida if he can help me find the whistling arrows and some type of Yumi, so that we can have that on hand in case we need it.
Yep. I'm going to get some bows out. We'll equip ourselves.
Okay, easily to find rope cutting arrows, whistling arrows, whatever type of ammo that you want.
Like I said, the Yumi, the whistling arrows should be really good, because if we can make them think there's like 8 of us around the building, then they're gonna freak out a little bit more.
All right.
As you get ready to leave, you notice that Yoko is prepared to leave as well.
Now, I'm going to look around really quick and double check and make sure all of my cells are locked. And I'm also going to make sure that there's nothing within reach of the cells that they can get onto. I'm going to look into the cells and make sure there's nothing that they could use, like a blanket or anything, to try to like whip it at tables to grab objects. Because I don't want any of these fuckers to escape.
Hang on, we also want to make sure they can't commit suicide, because that takes the joy out of this.
No, I'm okay with that.
I already broke one kid's arm, so that's gonna be a hell of a time tying a noose.
The woman is sleeping, you assume. She is breathing. You see the rise and fall of her chest. And the boy is in agony still with his busted up arm. The bleeding has stopped. You don't know if that was due to Yoko or what, but he seems to just be sitting there in shock. He may or may not survive your return.
Good.
The boy, the young boy?
The one
Yeah, the boy that Diakoto broke and tormented for a moment.
How's the old boy?
He talked to trash about my clan, and he put his arm out after spitting at me. I taught him a lesson.
10, he's 9 or 10.
How's the older boy?
That's the older boy, and then you have the woman.
Oh wait, so the older boy is okay, but the younger boy is badly wounded.
No, he is the older. You tortured the other one. There were 3. Remember, there was a guy that was brought in. The woman that is tainted with a child, and then the younger boyish mannish one.
There were 3. I thought there were 3 guys. I thought there was like an older bandit dude and then 2 brothers.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'm thinking of the other woman that you are holding on to. Yes. So you have the older bandit man and the 2 brothers. The youngest brother is all torn up.
Okay, and then obviously we killed the older bandit man. So the older brother's fucked up. The younger brother is injured, but he's not. We don't think he's in like risk of dying.
Correct. And then you still have the pregnant woman.
Right, the pregnant woman. And then there's the girl too, right? The younger girl.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like they have any way of getting out. Like, I'm assessing this. I don't see any paths to escape for them.
No, you've got bars across. Basically, you have to let them in, let them out.
Okay, good. I will say then to the woman, I don't care if she's awake or not. I'm just going to speak to her. And I'm going to say, we have to leave now. We're going to try to save the city. Something bad's about to happen. Stay put. Don't try to do anything harsh or rash.
She is just kind of staring off at you.
Trust me, it looks dark right now, but there might be some kind of happy ending to this. And with that, I'll hit the bar a couple of times with my hands, and I figure, let's go.
Nice. I'm with you. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay.
This
As
thing,
you guys-
let's do it.
As you guys are getting ready, you already know where it's at. It's further down by the river. It's a good walk from your area, but along the river. The area is devoid of celebrants, as the parade of the dead is about to begin. People are gathering on the other side of the river, and the area is relatively empty, except for a few wary individuals still celebrating on their way home. The last few stragglers race across their bridge of drunken lovers. Bright sparkling fireworks jet from the sky and trails above you, dimming now as the city prepares for the grand parade at the end of the festival. As you make your way to this area, you notice that, again, it's quiet as you are in the merchants. Again, you're going to Yetsuki's home. How would you like to approach?
I'm going to suggest very quietly because we don't know what's behind the door.
How close is the next building?
It's a good, probably, people laid down head to toe. It's probably about 4 men size. So I'd say probably anywhere about 18 feet across. Again, fires can happen and jet across this city and the magnitude of it, but it's a better area than your last area that you checked out.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna go over then to the nearest building and use as a little bit of cover and take out an arrow.
Okay. You notice that there's light coming from the windows of the building that you assume is that Yatsuki's home.
Do I have an angle to the door?
You do?
I'm gonna shoot the door with the bow.
Just shoot it?
Yep, just shoot the door.
Okay, you easily hit it, and it clangs onto the door and sticks inside the wooden frame, or the door, actually, excuse me. You see flickering lights coming from inside as air is being displaced. What are you doing, Okoto?
Hang on, Andrew, I missed what you were doing there for a second. Sorry. What's Andrew taking on here? He's going up towards the door, right?
No, I'm far away. I shot the door with an arrow, so it would make a noise like a knocking noise.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna grab some of the whistling arrows. I'm gonna move around to one of the other sides, kind of in a wide arc. And when he moves to the side, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna release a couple of whistling arrows to make it sound like there's people on different sides of the building, like multiple people. See if we can get them a little bit confused.
Okay, as you guys do this with no problem, more flickering lights happen from within, but nothing else happens. Again, you hear the streaming and pops of fireworks in the area, but not above you. This area is pretty quiet. Yoko, impatient, says, I will go open the door, or at least knock and say that I'm looking for my child. And then she makes her way before you guys can reprimand her. Again, she's with the Emerald Magistrate because the line went to the opposite end, correct? You guys are kind of at an arc, one at each end of the front door.
Yeah. Well,
how many floors is there?
There's 2. There's a balcony that you can see that's open. It looks like the Soji screen is open, and there's a balcony, and it looks like someone could possibly be laying there. You just can't tell because you can't see movement, but you see shadow that someone is possibly laying there, but you don't see any movement. You've been there for a little while. I say you've been, you staged yourselves probably 5 minutes before you started these actions.
When Yoko starts to walk up to the door, then I'm going to pull another arrow and try to shoot it as close to the floor of that balcony as I can to spook the person. If there's anybody there.
I will say Tian is 10 raises to do the closer damage, accuracy, whatever you want to use it for. Up to your void ring, sir.
Okay, and is there a archery skill specifically?
Kaijutsu.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nope. I'll use my void point then to gain some archery. And it goes off of agility.
It goes off of reflexes.
Reflexes. Okay.
It's a weird skill.
For for raises, you said I need 10 or 10
No,
additional.
base is 10. Base is 10, and raises will do better. If you get 10, you do what you wanted to do. Raises will increase the closeness and whatever else effects that you want to add to it.
All right, 3 raises then. I'll do 3 raises.
25, sir.
Okay. Okay, so 27.
Easily able to do that. Nothing moves.
Okay.
What
Clay,
will you do, Akoto?
is there a torch nearby, like or a lantern nearby, maybe on a pole for?
Yeah, there's one that's hanging from a pole. You see a
I'm gonna grab it, and I'm
paper
gonna
lantern.
slowly get to the window of the house, and I want to see if I can see inside the window with a little bit of light.
Okay, Yoko will stop while you do that. Give me half a second here. I'm going to move the screen over. Okay, inside the house you find 5 individuals. 3 men, 2 women. Or excuse me, I take that back. Let me go to my notes here. 4 men and 2 women are on the inside of this place listening to a young girl play a biwa. Sake glasses are in their hands. They're drinking. They seem to be celebrating. I need a stealth check from you if you wish to do anything or try to listen in.
Is the Iwa is like the harp thing, isn't it?
The biwa is, think of the long, yeah, it's long, but it's a string instrument. It's long, it lays across your lap. It's almost kind of like a long Japanese banjo kind of looking thing.
Okay, that's fine. I want to actually roll my investigation here if I can.
You can.
And see if I can get a better look at the faces and everything else. 6K. Nope, that is not counter roll. That was losing a dice. Actually, not a terrible roll. I'm not keeping it. Roll it. Okay. 6. 35. Play.
What did you get?
35.
Okay. 1 second. Let me look at my note again here. What is it that you're specifically looking for?
I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the faces or anything in the room.
One of the women's faces looks as if you've seen them in the streets earlier in the last day or so that you've been here. You also recognize a picture. Kind of think of, when people worship people that have died and whatnot, and they do a portrait and stuff. There's a picture of a man wearing Phoenix colors, and it looks like they're all kind of like he would be the 7th person in this little gathering, and it looks like they're talking, and you hear the following: "Ah, yes, Osama will end this city. The event will happen." Did you get a stealth check if you're trying to be kind of inconspicuous?
I do not have stealth because, well, I have no dishonorable skills. But
you can roll a reflex to try to be quiet as you approach or to dim the light.
I will actually spend a void point to try to sneak back from the window.
Okay, that will.
Is that reflexes?
Yes, it will be.
Okay. So 4K3. Okay, 27.
Okay, they don't seem to have noticed where you're at, and you hear the following: "Yes, it will happen. The masks are there. The dead will come in and celebrate along with the partygoers. It will be beautiful. Chaos will reign as the samurai will not know who to strike. Everyone is dead. A lot of people are wearing this mask." One of the men says, "Yes, Akina-sama. Osama will be successful. He will be there when the ceremony starts, and he will bring down the dragon orb. Lady's son will not bless this city. Darkness will begin here, like the plague of taint, like the blood that you use in your rituals. It will be there." And almost like hero worship is what you hear. And that's when you hear, and they all stop, put down their sake glasses. The 4 men draw their swords quickly, They hush it down. You see the movement of light. Two of the men are going towards the door. The woman that was speaking, the elder of the two women, the young woman still playing the biwa, has stopped playing. And that eerie last chord, as she strums that last chord, just bang. I will now do initiative.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm doing 16. What are you looking at, Kat? 26. Not too bad.
What'd you get there, Hida?
25.
Ooh, you're slower than me this time? That's a first.
I know, that was painful.
Oh, I need to look something up real quick. Because.
Okay, so we have Akoda going first. Simultaneously will be Hida and the folks inside, and last will be Yoko. Akoda, what would you wish to do?
I'm looking at something real quick, but I'm also going to tell you right now, the first thing I want to do is lob this damn lantern through the window.
Okay, go ahead and give me a...
Could I treat that as a kaijutsu? Because I'm trying to throw it. Is it legit?
Yeah, but I'll give you a raise on you normally because of its encumbersomeness. Go ahead and give me
I get a free raise on every attack, anyways.
Okay,
so
you can use it on this if you so wish.
I'll use it on this, and it's going to be a 4K free attack. I should do fine on this. It's going to be fun.
And what are you trying to throw it at inside?
I'm throwing it. I'm just lobbing it pretty as far into this house as I can through the window. Hopefully, breaking it and starting a fire inside and chasing them out.
Okay, give me your target number.
I'm doing the math. Reflex 18, 9, 27, 34.
34. You succeed. It goes inside. It doesn't tumble or stumble where it would knock itself out. And the actual lantern, the paper lantern, has caught fire. In a few moments, it should light up the cami mats inside and other things. So it will start a fire. At that, you also see that the woman that was talking raises her hands kind of up in shock as everyone is like drawing their stuff and getting ready for an encounter, especially when that happened. And you see that her hands, from the tips of her fingers to the middle of her forearm, is black.
Oh boy, more demons. As a free action, can I shout to the Hida, be ready? They know something's going on.
It is now the Hida in their turn. Okay. You look over. Two of the men that stayed are trying to deal with the flames. The woman is looking in that direction. And you kind of come out of your kind of being hiding and whatnot. I need to look at one thing here. And the other two men are opening the door. So we'll address the door first, and then we'll do the others. Okay.
What is Hida doing?
If I'm acting at the same time as them, what I'll try to do.
So what would you like to do? Would you like to wait and see what happens? You just saw that the Akoda throw in a lantern inside, and the light within inside the building is brightening.
And I heard them yell.
And I did shout that something was going on, or something was about to happen.
Yes, you did.
All right, fuck it. I'm drawing back my bow, and I'm gonna fire an arrow Legolas style through the crack when the door opens.
I love you.
Okay. We'll begin with that because the door does open, and you are dressed with two men wielding. It looks like a katanas. But so you can go first, Hida. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm gonna try to shoot the closest man to Yoko as he opens the door.
Okay.
You don't have kaijutsu, do you?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh boy, this will be funny.
I got some luck though.
I can't forget that refreshes every session.
Okay. Actually, though, the thing is, I always got void, but I'm not willing to go that route at the moment. All right, let's see. Ooh, I actually got an explosion on that reflex
You
roll.
can't explode if it's unskilled.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. All right. I'm gonna use a luck point to re-roll that, and now I will tap into the armor and use a void.
I will allow that.
So what that does anything happen as I do it? Because I'm pulling from Void Dragon.
Yes,
So,
it does.
Yes.
But all you feel is euphoria. And your blood, your vision kind of tints around the edging of redness a little bit because you're filled with euphoria, and now you hate that man. You hate that man that's attacking Yoko. Yoko is yours. You feel and smell cherry blossoms under your nose with the dark, deep, rich smell of that cherry blossom smell for just a moment. But now you hate this man. Your possession, Yoko, is being accosted. So it fuels you.
All right, that's better. Gaining a rank in that. That one's a 33.
Okay. You succeed. Go ahead and roll for damage.
What's damage on an arrow?
It's if you're standard willow leaf 2k2.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember, does it doesn't add anything for your strength, does it, Clay, for arrows?
Is it 1k0?
Hang on, I'm trying to remember how arrows work.
I will allow. I don't have.
No, it's added to the strength of the bow used to fire it. So a Yumi has strength 3, so it's 5k2.
5k2.
There you go.
Okay, come on, big money.
It's been a while since I played a bow user, so
Got one. So, oh, that's a double. Oh, that's a triple.
okay. Someone's
Dude,
about to die.
That is fucking 4 explosions. I rolled 4.
Something's
Okay,
about to die.
that was an explosion. So this is the best roll I've ever had in this game.
You were saying you were going to do this like Legolas, so I agree.
Good, because I'm only keeping 2 dice. 60 fucking damage.
Jesus.
You can describe how he dies.
I'm sorry, not I said 50, not 60.
He still dies. You can describe how he dies.
Murdered him.
That's damn fucking Skippy. He goes up, and the moment the door opens, I see like a tinge of the light coming from that torch he threw in. So the moment the light creaks, I fucking fire that arrow. It zips by, goes over Yoko's shoulder, and like whiffs a piece of her hair off. Like I almost hit her in the side of the head, and it screeches in diagonally through the door and fucking goes through that guy's eye.
And as he slumps to the ground, his partner, we're under attack! And he's going to try to grab Yoko. And seeing him do this infuriates you further. Yoko only has a 15.
Damn it, man, that bitch is as bad as Robin. Like every single opportunity she has to fucking be captured, she gets captured.
Okay. And
I've
I will
never
do
thought of it that
3
way.
raises.
Congratulations. But now we need a Joker character to beat her to death with a lead pipe, Andrew.
Oh shit, you only get 2 voids. So 2 raises to grab her and bring her in and shut the door. I do have void. I will spend 1. Okay, this is what happens. The guy kind of falls. And you see his partner, because the door opens fully, his partner that was further away from Yoko bumps the guy out of the way as he's falling down to make sure he lands inside, grabs Yoko by her freaking collar, pulls her inside, grabs her. The last thing you see is he's bringing her to her. He's got like a reverse choke on her, and he's kind of smothering her into his chest. You notice that he looks dirty and he looks like a peasant, and he kicks the door closed. Inside the house, you see that woman, Akoto, takes out a small blade and opens up her forearm. And as the blood starts trickling down, she starts to chant, and her eyes roll into the back of her head. And her hair that you thought was black and her hands that you thought were black start to glow with the very ruby-like glow. And she spits in your direction. Think of Exorcist kind of spitting. And it just vomits at you, at the window, and everything else.
Nice.
And this is spew of corruption is what she's trying to do to you.
See if it actually goes off and then hits me.
That is true.
Yeah, you deal with her. I'll deal with the peasant.
Also, she doesn't care about the Biwa player, so she is going to corrupt her and spew her. Okay, is your TN 30?
It is. You hit it on the nose. Wait, if it's tied, does it go to the attacker or the defender in this game? I can't remember.
Attackers get whatever the target number is.
Okay, that's what I was
So
saying.
it does after, yeah. So you're after the target number. You're 30, so it goes through. I need from you. Let's go damage. She did do raises rank damage, so she's going to be.
It's gonna hurt.
Look on the bright side, Kyle. At least that roll didn't get leveraged against you somehow.
It is 11.
Okay, so
points of damage. I do need from you.
6.
Then I need from you a Earth ring check.
Okay, Earth ring of 3K3. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I rolled. Okay, hang on. I gotta re-roll 2 of these dice because I flipped one because I don't know what was on, and the other one fell. Okay, there we go. 18.
You're able to soak the tank and not be contaminated.
And I still have a J finger left, piece of J finger left.
Very good.
Just so you know.
But you notice the poor woman that was playing the biwa is covered in this filth. You smell a little bit of sulfur, iron, and burnt flesh. And she starts to scream as this acid-like spew has landed fully onto her exposed face, ears, and neck. The other 2 men, my lady, leave. Warren Osama. And she kind of stops spewing. She's got it on the bottom of her jaw and stuff. And she kind of will start to move further into the room. Good. Ceremony of Lord Moon must occur. I will join Osama at the festivities. Look for us. And it is now back, it's Yoko's turn. She does not have jujitsu. She does not have. That won't help her. She can't cast her spell.
She needs her hands free.
She's burnt all her void, messing with you guys, helping you guys. What can she do? She will do nothing. She is being threatened.
Just sit there.
Back on top is Dakota. What do you want to do, sir?
Okay, so I see her being held, correct, at the window?
You see her being held at the front door. The door is closed and the man is there.
Okay, well, I'm going to angle my Yumi. Shoot the son of a bitch.
Okay, target number 25.
4K3 on this. Get a shot on it. Okay, that's probably going to hit him. 16. And don't forget, question, am I taking my penalties right now?
No, you are drugged.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to double check. Okay, 19, 25. There's 30 right there. I get my free raise, so I'm going to call that for damage. So, so I'm going to do 5K or 6K2 on damage. Yes, please. Okay, 15 plus 9 is 24 points. The first shot. Is he still on his feet?
How many damage?
24.
He's still up.
Okay, so I'm going to take a second shot at him with my second attack action. 8, 9. And then I'm going to add my honor rank to this shot because I can, because that'll hit her. I'll use I already used my free raise, so it's 5K. Actually, each attack gets a free raise, I believe. Double check that, just so it works. I believe each attack. I want to make sure I'm using it right. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you gain a free raise when attacking. So yeah, every attack does it. So again, I'm taking a free raise on damage. 18 more points.
You kill him.
I don't even think about it. I take the second shot, go to the opposite side where Yoko's kind of probably fighting to get away from him, and it's pin him straight to the door, forcing him to release her.
Sounds good. Hida, it's your turn.
Now he's at this window on the other side. I know the front door is how Yoko went in. I'm gonna leave my hiding spot and try to circle around the building to see if there's any other ways to get into it.
Hmm.
And at this point, the bow's going away. By the way, I'm pulling out the saber.
Where were you gonna end your movement at?
I'm gonna creep around the building and look for another way in.
Okay. You creep out. You see that balcony that you can go up and come from above if you wish. But other than that, it's pretty locked up, pretty tight.
There's nothing behind it. I don't see any other doors.
Oh, you're going behind? Okay, yes, there is an exit in the back area.
What's the
You
back
see a
area
small
look like?
kind of garden. You're coming across probably a fenced-off area that is open, and you come into a garnished area that leads to a deck that leads into the house. There is a soji door.
Can I use some perception to see if there's anybody lying in wait back here?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You can give me a perception investigation roll.
24.
Nope, you don't feel that you think it's pretty open, but this might be a way that they'll be trying to escape if they will escape.
I will go towards the door then and attempt to go in through the back.
Okay. As you enter through the back, you can get yourself in. You're going through a back area and through a hallway. Rooms on each side of you that are open, probably guest rooms and storage. And as you're coming to the main room that you think the battle has taken place, you see a red-headed woman. Her hair is almost like midnight black, but it's glowing reddish. Her hands look like they've been dipped in blood. Her forearm has been cut. As she looks at you, she just licks her forearm and starts to mumble. Go ahead and give me a lore shadow or Mahu Tusky or Mahu Magic.
Okay.
And yes, your Sage does apply. It will give you the Phantom rank and do whatever else it does.
I got a 40.
She's a Mahu Tusky user. She's a blood speaker. And as you notice that and you got it, she just blows out. But instead of spit and vile and different things, you see that the dark blackness covers her chin, climbs up her face, and within just moments, almost like a blink, she disappears as the darkness takes her. And instead of being like black darkness, it's like blood has just bubbled out from her mouth and covered her body and kind of just fades away.
Now, do I take that as she's magically teleported or went to a different dimension, or do I take it as she's cloaked herself?
You got a 40? You think she probably has cloaked herself somehow, turned invisible.
How wide is the hallway?
It's about 4 people abreast. So she could possibly get around you if she's good enough.
I will take a very low crouch stance and hold my blade out as far in one direction as I can to the left, and I'll draw my wakizashi and hold it out to the right. So, imagine a person standing, like a T, like they're being crucified.
Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And I will wait. I'll wait there. That's my plan.
It is now them. They're trying to escape.
I would imagine as much.
And they don't know what's happened. The 2 inside that were going back. You hear screaming now start emanating from that center room, the two of you. Okota, you know it's the Biwa player as this acid is eating her alive. The two men see you, Hida, and they're going to go forward and try to attack you. As you're blocking their only entryway as they think someone is still at the front.
And I'll yell at them when they're coming down the hallway at me. Come then, watch the water bash up against the mountain.
That is
And they just get mad at, oh! And we will attack. Does a 40 hit you?
Yeah, that hits me.
For 20 points of damage?
There goes an arm. No.
If I get big damage, I'm going to take one.
And let me put.
And the other guy leaves. Or doesn't leave. He attacks and misses. So
I am injured.
kind of
That injured me.
You guys are kind of bunched up in this hallway. You know that if she is cloaked and has to physically get around, she cannot go through you guys. There's too much blocking her.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we back to the top yet, or no? It's Yoko's turn, isn't it?
It's Yoko's turn. She leaves out the front door.
That
Coward.
bitch.
Cowardly bitch.
It's back on top. Kodo.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is hear this poor music player screaming because acid's eating her. I'm going to put her out of her misery.
Okay, you easily cut her down.
Yeah. And then I'm going to turn my attention to one of the guys attacking Andrew.
Okay, you can get one at a penalty. It'll increase its difficulty.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and add my honor to this. So it's going to be +7 to the roll.
Okay.
If I see him coming at me, I'm gonna yell out at him. Be careful, the Mahutuski has cloaked itself.
47. Did I hit Clay?
You hit him. Go ahead and do your damage.
Okay. So I get my free raise. I'm going to call for damage. Keep on rolling. Explosion. Oh, keep on rolling those explosions. 29 plus 7. 36 points.
You take him out.
Okay, so the guy that just injured you really bad, Andrew, he's sitting there trying to stare you down, probably glowering at you, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a willow leaf arrow comes out of his forehead as he collapses.
It is now your turn, Andrew. What would you like to do?
I miscalculated that, by the way. I'm actually I'm 7 out of 8 for hurt, so I'm actually at a +10. Now,
Okay.
You said that there's one guy left in front of me, right?
Yep.
And the way that the Akodo has approached, did he come like up behind the last location I saw the Mahutuski user?
He's firing from the main room, you believe.
Fuck. So
See through the window, Andrew.
if I see the way his arrow went, which side of the hallway gives a person more room to lean against or hide to escape the vector of a projectile?
Okay, think of the hallway that you're in. You're facing them. He just took out the one on your left.
So it's a
Like
diagonal shot for him?
Correct.
Okay. So that, and how far away was she from me when she disappeared?
10 feet.
10 feet. And how far back is the door that Yoko just went out of?
30 feet.
Okay. That means she would have been well advised to dodge to the right, because that way there's a man still between me and her, and it gives her more room to try to avoid the projectile. I don't think this woman's an idiot. So what I'm going to do is risk it all, because with Yoko fleeing now, I no longer have her locked in. She can just go out the front door. So I'm going to avoid the man in front of me, dance around him, and just wildly swing in that blind spot on the right side of the hallway corridor.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
All right. It's going to be with the Moto Scimitar. 4, 5. Okay. Big money. Oh, there's one explosion. 13. 15. Okay, so then minus 10, 32.
Swish.
And I will, as I
Go ahead.
swoosh, I will yell, curses!
And as you say that, you start hearing chanting coming from outside. And I need reflex saves or reflex rolls from the two of you.
Oh, reflexes from both of us. I'm outside, Clay.
You're still looking in.
Okay, that's fine. Just like a crown it is. Reflexes it is. Oh, dear, sweet, merciful Jesus. 12.
Okay.
I'm about
What
to get
about you there, Hida?
I'm going to use a luck point.
that
That could be like a
that way, it means it's bad.
That's a description of this campaign. I'm going to use a luck point.
Pretty much. United 1,000 Screams is best described as I use a luck point.
I got a 21.
Okay, you're able to shift your body and your vision. And the last thing you guys hear, by the blessings of Lady Sun, and they're coming from Yoko's voice. And just think of intense sun lamps bursting from the middle of that living room. And all of a sudden you see right next to you, Hida, kind of, and you're blocking the vision and stuff like that. Just burst happens. And you see an outline of a shape off further to your right and almost toward closer to the door, as if this shape was creeping away and going towards the door. Mr. Akoto, on the other hand, is going to be suffering the following.
Poor Akoto is about to get rabid.
You are now struck blind.
Yay!
And you suffer from the blind at disadvantage. You suffer minus 3k3 to all ranged attack rolls, minus 1k1 to melee rolls. Your base armor, Tien, is equal to your reflex trait plus 5.
Can the blast have made me deaf?
Oh, it was loud. Boom. But you successfully covered yourself. Also, your water rank. Let me see. The character's water rank is considered 2 ranks lower for purposes of determining how far he can move as part of a move action. Any attempt at simple move actions requires an athletics roll TN20 or the character is knocked prone.
Is that only for Kyle or for me also?
And it's only for Kyle.
Because I felt like a champ.
He did. So you're just that blast. You're looking at it. It's like you're watching the TV screen really close, and just a flash happens, and it just sears your eyes.
Epilepsy.
And all of a sudden, you hear "sorry" come from outside as you kind of growl and grumble. It is now back on top. Akoto.
Because this is absolutely appropriate at this point. Now that I've been blinded and I don't know where the hell it came from, I'm going to start stumbling around with this bow in my hands. And I'm willing to do this to myself, Clay. I'm going to try to start stumbling towards the last direction I knew the front door to be. And I'm going to fall flat on my fucking face. Because that would be about how he would react to this. And I don't have athletics as a skill, so.
I'll mark that out. So you stumble and fall. For your actions, but you're smart enough, I imagine, you have 2 intelligence. You're able to help yourself against the wall, but you kick over a rock, mud clips to your foot and your sandal, and you fall. But you have made it to the door, and next to you, you hear, "I am so sorry, Akoto-san. It was what I thought to get the Mahutuski user. The light of Lady Sun is quite powerful." And then she notices your eyes. Hopefully not that powerful, and you hear steps moving off to the side. Not walking away, but kind of going into the house. By getting a little further away from you just in case you strike out at it.
Yeah, I'm not going to strike out at her, but I'm going to spit, and I'm going to use several lion curses that are probably very choice.
And almost like someone reaching back out with their head, they say, "Oh, I had not heard that one." And you hear you feel the movement of it. They went back inside. It's now Hida's turn. What would you like to do, Hida?
So I see like a flickering outline of the Mahutuski user.
You do, and think of paint that is starting to peel. And that's what's happening is you're actually starting to see her again very slow, as if that whatever she cast is being eaten away.
Is she going away from me?
She's trying to make it to the door. Now you see Yoko is standing in the door. She's kind of teasing the Kodo, but she's in the door.
All right, I'm gonna try to stab her with my scimitar.
Stabby, stabby. Hey, Clay, I'll be right back real quick. I'm gonna hit the head.
Okay.
Okay, come on, big money. Ooh, okay, that's well, 2 explosions, and I have a 1 I gotta reroll because I have this expertise. So 14, 17, I reroll that 1. 4. Okay, so then minus my 10, I got a 35.
You hit her.
Yes,
Go ahead, roll your damage.
bitch. All right, I gotta get a good one. I've got 1 luck point left. Ooh, ah. And I'm gonna use it. Oh yes. Uh, 40. So that was 53 damage.
Describe her death.
Okay, so I see the flickering outline after Yoko casts a spell. She goes stumbling towards the door. I can see the silhouette moving away from me. After my wild chop and miss, I just curse out and say, "You're not getting away this time!" And I'm gonna lunge forward with that scimitar, catch her in the base of the back, and rip it up so it comes out of her breastbone in the front. And I will impale her and lift her off the ground so she slides back to the hilt, and like hold her there with my hands trembling and see if she appears.
She does, and as you're holding her and doing that, you hear, "My lord, Orimono, I have failed."
Where is he? Where is he?
And just the way her crumbles.
Would this be an appropriate time to get the the town guard to start putting a fire out? I'm just wondering.
Her men, before they ran to face the Hida, were have kind of detained it. If you don't take the embers, then it will kick back up. They were able to kind of contain it, but it is still smoldering.
I'm
But,
curious about what's going to happen after we're done with this fight. How long am I blind, Clay?
Go ahead and give me. She did do raises. I'll let you roll. Give me 3d10.
3d10. I'm blind for a while then.
Minimum of 3 minutes.
Okay, 16 minutes.
You're blinded for 16 minutes.
10-3-3.
I should make you roll that other one, but I won't. So you're blind for 16 minutes. What are you going to do, Hida, while this woman crumbles in front of you? And Yoko has made her way over to you. She does give a sheepish look over at the Akoto, who seems to be stumbling around the door.
I will turn and run after the other man.
He falls upon his knees and surrenders.
I'm going to kick him in the chest up against the wall and put my scimitar up to his neck and say, "Where are they?"
Where is who?
Where are the masks? Where are the dead? Tell me!
Are you going to try to intimidate him? Are you going to try to reason with him? He kind of just shuts up as you tell him that.
I am done negotiating. I am the Emerald Magistrate. I am Kasada's son. You tell me or I'll put the fear of the sun in you in a way you've never imagined. And I'll grab him by the throat and lift him up against the wall.
You hear, he says this, "You wish to know, oh Sama's thing?"
I viciously choke him.
With that, in a moment of defiance, he bites off his tongue and spits it at you as he's starting to be choked. Give me a willpower check.
Oh, he's gonna spit his tongue at me? That does it.
While he does that, give me a willpower check. Tell me what you get.
With my hurt, with the -10 from hurt, it's a 19.
Okay, not enough. This is what happened.
PowerPoint.
That you see the redness that was around your eyes earlier. You glance at Yoko. The anger, the possession, my pretty pops into your mind, and you choke this man to death. What is your strength?
3.
Give me a strength athletics roll as this anger consumes you. The smell of cherry blossoms overwhelms your senses.
Do I have my -10 for this?
Yes, you do.
So I got a 5.
Okay, Okoda, this is what you see. Almost like Bane from freaking Batman, you see the Hida just pop this dude's head. He wasn't very healthy to begin with anyway, but he started to choke him. He kind of looks at Yoko and almost just, yeah! And you hear this. You hear this. Atemi-sama is mine, damn it. Mine! You do not remember saying that, Hida. And he just pops this dude's head like as if he's got this superhuman possessed strength. And after doing that, and the blood is in your hands and the body, you're holding this head kind of cradled into the crevices of your two hands. The body slumps down. And you come to yourself. You come to your senses. You are no longer suffering the...
I have a legitimate reason not to see this. I am blind as a bat.
What
You
was
hear it, though.
what's the name that I said was mine?
Akunisa.
Akunisa. So yeah, Akunisa is mine. Akunisa is mine.
And when you come back, you're holding up his head, and he's looking at you, and his blood's trickling from his mouth because he bit off his tongue. But you're just like you're displaying it in your hands. Instead of open palm, it's on the tops of your hands. And you just, I was choking him, and there's no neck to choke. Half of it's in your hand, on top of your hand, on top of the head, and the rest of the body's on the ground. And it stumbles off.
The predators would be proud. That's my response.
But your hands are just covered in this guy's blood.
I will then
you killed him easily.
I will then punch the wall several times in just raw, unadulterated rage.
If we were playing 5e, you would have unmasked.
Does the Hida need a hug circle?
He looks dangerous, almost demonic, as your eyes come through and he's raging out a little bit. I don't know if you've ever read the Death Dealer series. He looks like he's got steam coming up from his eye slits on his mask and his mempo. It's just like steam. His body's heaving. It's looked like he was in a war or a triathlon or something, and he's just coming down off of it.
Yeah, as my rage dissipates, you'll hear the anger and like the roided out rage turn into like heaving.
Yoko is on the far side of this room, just kind of looking at you.
Void Dragon.
So
What are they done to you, Void Dragon?
Are we finally going to? Are we gonna have enough time for my eyes to clear up before we move out?
If you spend the time just resting here, 16 minutes, yes.
Okay.
What are you going to be doing in that time frame?
Well, first, I want to, as I kind of get myself kind of back up, by the way, Clay, I'm going to sit myself up against the door until my eyes clear.
Okay. You're resting and catching your breath. What are you doing, Hida?
After I come back down on my rage, I will be psychotic for a couple minutes until I've collected myself again. And once I'm done ranting and raving and beating things, I will straighten myself up and walk back over to Yoko.
That's when you notice that there's a painting, and it looks like the painting was on that wall, and the chairs and pillows and different things and tables arranged around it as if that painting was sitting at the head of the table. And Yoko is standing right next to it looking at you, and she kind of almost takes a step back, but can't go any further against the wall. Hida-sama, are you all right?
Oh, Yoko, I'm all right now. I've collected myself. I've been warned. This I've known about this for a while now. The connection of this armor to the armor of your... Well, it was her brother, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The armor of your brother, Void Dragon. I'm able to draw from him. But I get his visions and his rage. I know I shouldn't overindulge, but it just took me. I was so angered by that Mahu Tusky user, I just lost control and I tapped into Void Dragon's power.
Are you sure you're not being tainted by the use of this? If that Miramoto is fallen, are you not being? She says brother and then corrects herself. If that fallen Miramoto is as far gone as you say, do you think you're not being corrupted by its influence? Should you not wear the topaz armor?
Corrupted, maybe. Tainted, absolutely not. My jade goes untarnished. But I still feel inexplicably drawn to this evil. Yes, I probably should not be wearing the armor, but right now we really don't have a choice. When this whole thing is over, I figured I'd find some way to destroy it. They're not going to be too happy with me because I'm supposed to pass it on to the next Topaz champion, but I can't, in good conscience, give them a suit of armor that's connected to Void Dragon.
You may want to turn it over to those more educated in that field.
Maybe. I get a little bit angry.
That way you don't, and she stops. All right.
Listen, Yoko. I'm not turning the armor over to anybody because I don't want them to know what I've been using it for. Who's going to understand that? Who's going to understand if I tell them that I've been tapping into some evil powers from a suit of armor connected to somebody in the Shadowlands because of my own character weakness? That's not going to be very endearing, even to my own father.
Yes, but that is your choice. You have to return this armor to them. Maybe if you explain something or something, she says, but something has to go back.
Well, they're never getting the armor back from Void Dragon.
That is true.
So I say we cook up some kind of tale or story and destroy this armor. Unless there's some way to cleanse it, but unless you know of a way, I think that's going to be outside of our realm of possibility.
She says, we must think on it. And with that, what are we doing now? They are dead.
I'll slouch a little bit and I'll say, now that reason's returned to myself, I'll look over to Akodo. Can you walk, Akodo?
Your eyes have now fully adjusted.
I'm fine now. As I stand up, I kind of a little wobbly as I first stand up because my eyes are readjusting, and then as I readjust, I put the Yumi across my shoulder, and I tell him I'm fine. Let's get to the Temple District. It looks like we stopped his little henchman, but there's got to be more of them.
But who is he? If we get there and we don't know who he is, how are we going to
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to take that painting off the wall that makes me think of Aum Shinrikyo, and we're going to carry it into the Temple District because that's who we're looking for.
Wait, before you take the painting, is it framed, Clay? Is the painting like what's the painting on? Is it on canvas? Is it framed?
It's not framed. It is on canvas, and it looks like it was framed at one time and someone cut it out and they built a kind of a small shrine to this area. As you do that and you're approaching and getting that, a terrible smell enters you. Now you guys that everything has kind of died down, the embers of the fire are down. Yoko's kind of put those out so not to burn down the rest of the merchant's area. A terrible smell enters you, and you smell a smell you all recognize. Smell of a dead body. Not a current dead body, but one that's been rotted for some time. And as you guys are approaching and looking at this picture, below the picture, almost like it was in a shrine, is a cloth-wrapped body.
I'm going to grab the arrow of that poor dead fucking musician, and I'm going to use it to poke open the wrappings.
Okay. As the oilcloth slides off the caved-in chest of the body, you notice that the killing wound, and you kind of recognize this of what you folks have seen, you won't need a roll, was caused by magical. Her chest has been burnt and blasted from an external fire source, leaving dark smudges and charred flesh behind where her chest cavity would be. And you recognize her. She is Yatsuki Nabuko. and she has been dead for some time. The painting, as you look at it, go ahead, give me I need to check the skill real quick. As you both are able to see this now that you've got time to look at it. What would that be?
I might be able to save you time depending on what you're about to say, Clay. Because my intent is to rip that painting off and like search the back of it for a name or a date or any other information, any hidden objects.
Okay, so with that, I will give you. You can give me an awareness arson check.
Okay,
If
awareness.
you want to try to identify the guy, you can give me
History work.
a history check. Yeah, I'll let you use history or lore if you have lore.
4K3. Let's do a 4K3.
Oh yeah, I'll do a lore check. I think that's my best bet of identifying him.
16, 23, Clay.
Okay, this is what you get. What you get there, Mister? I'm Mr. Sage.
With my minus 10, a 31.
Okay, on the 20s is a phoenix of the Asawa family. Doesn't quite get the name just yet. It's on the clip of his tongue. The 31, you were able to recognize Asawa Orimono, cousin to the Asawa Daimyo. Also with your role that he is a failed Sakenja. But with his political clout and his suaveness, he's been able to be at all the best parties. That is the man in the picture.
Okay. How long do we have here until the ceremony for the lighting?
The lighting. That is okay. You have probably an hour to get there, and it'll probably take you a half hour or more to get through there, depending on the crowd.
Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't be feasible at this point for me to set up checkpoints and try to screen underneath people's masks.
No, you notice that lots of people are doing that, and Yoko says, it's she's kind of getting on your logic. So, you think undead are coming to his beck and call then?
Yes, I think that's well, I don't know exactly because I didn't hear the part about the undead. I think I was too far away. I think only Akoto knows it at the moment. But I just think somebody's going to be wearing the mask. I don't know they're undead. So I'll tell Yoko because she heard it. She was up the door. I'll say, well, I don't know what will
That's
be.
what she says. You're going to check to see if they're undead. And she does mention, I did overhear, and I did overhear that, the masks are being used to raise the dead. And she goes, that's insane. Even if they could raise enough bodies in the Edda graveyard, how could anyone march an army of zombies through the city without raising an alarm?
And canals.
As you kind of look out, you guys are still in there, and you kind of see the river and stuff. And over the river and behind Yoko, you see torches of the Parade of the Dead moving slowly across the Dragon Bridge out to the distance and into the heart of Ryoko Rory.
And what's the Parade of the Dead exactly? Normally.
Basically, in this festival, you're honoring your ancestors, and everybody gathers at one end of town. They gather there. They make their way through town, and they make their way to the Dragon Orb so that the priestess of the Sun Goddess can ignite the orb. 9 out of 10 are normally during the year, this orb is glowing. You also know that the orb is actually a solid piece of gold, but it glows with an inner light that needs to be ignited by the Sun priestess. Basically, think of this big glowing red golden orb, and it's being held up, kind of like the what is it, the Centennial Ball, the New Year's Ball in New York. But instead of it coming down, it stays there, and the sun goddess prays and magically infuses, or the sun priestess infuses it to glow, and it glows year round until the next year when it slowly dims and must be relit for the ceremony.
Okay, I'll ask Yoko then very quickly. Yoko, all that has to happen is for the priestess to relight the orb, correct? For the ceremony to be a success.
Yes, unless it is damaged or destroyed.
We got to get to the orb immediately.
And the lion is going to look at you with the look that says, "Didn't you just say that like 3 minutes ago, you stupid bastard?" Let's go to the temple district.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say 3 minutes ago?
I said, let's go to the temple district. Hurry
That's
up.
not let's go to the orb. That's not the same thing.
That's where they're at. The orb's at the temple
yeah,
district.
but there's a lot going on in the temple district. So who's the stupid bastard? I'll say, you didn't say go to the orb. Don't you try to steal my honor. This is my investigation.
I'm not stealing your honor. I just want to stab people now because I'm tired of having acid spit on me and all kinds of other crazy.
Look, I'm angry too, Akodo. But if this is all about the orb, then we need to protect the orb at all costs. That has to be the major thing.
He does not deny your logic and will quickly follow you to the orb.
Okay, you guys rush out. Ahead of you as you race to the temple district, to the temple of the sun, you see the end of the parade of the dead. Huge dragons with snapping jaws chase screaming, laughing children. Pitiful ghosts wander aimlessly, face covered under elaborate masks. Many of them the white masks that you've been investigating earlier. Are they real? Are they false? Zombies move in packs, chasing spectators through the streets and carrying brightly colored banners. And then you notice him. No need roll. To the side, one body shuffles, his pace a bit slower than the others. He has tattered clothing and porcelain mask covered his gray skin, and one leg slides behind him at an angle impossible to walk on. But the skin does not seem painted like the others, and the clothing is covered in dirt, not the predicted smears which are cosmetics of the others. What do you wish to do?
Do we see any Thunder Guard or anybody on the way here?
You can't really tell. Not a lot of these. You have a lot of people, and it's not kosher to wear a bunch of weapons as a zombie or a ghost honoring your ancestors.
So we stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, at this moment you do.
So I see the undead, but
you see everyone else dressed up.
Yeah, that's not really gonna. Yeah, that's not really gonna help me to deal with a single one of them. So I'm gonna continue straight to the orb.
What are you gonna do there, Kodo?
I'm going for the orb, but as the ghost and everything are kind of walking around me, even though I know they're not real, I am a little bit uncomfortable because still, while no one knows it, I am routinely visited by a ghost.
And you beat me to the punch. As you guys are racing on and in your kind of drug state, you do see as you guys are kind of, you're not being rude pushing, unless you are, but you're making your way through the crowd, yeah? And at one point, you stumble into a woman and she turns and you see the vintage of your wife in this woman's face. And for a moment, it stops you in your tracks, Akodo. And she just looks at you and a single tear kind of rolls down. And as you kind of blink and kind of push past to go, the mission, that vintage is of an older woman and not your wife as you push through.
And I will not say anything as I get closer to Hida again. And I'm actually going to have tears kind of at the corner of my eyes streaming down my face a little bit because I am clearly fucked up by something.
People are everywhere. Zombies, both real and costume, lurch forward in the crowd with a shuffling gait. Celebrities, people celebrating night fireworks from the main patio, launching burst red and green flames into the air. Dragons, as fireworks are snapping at folks and are launching themselves in the air. The dragon orb on top of pedestal remains dark, silent as it has been throughout the festival, awaiting the ritual at the end of the parade to ignite its brilliant glow and welcome the dawn. As you push forward through the crowd to the front, near the tremendous white pillar of the stone and the great orb at the summit, you see Mio, the sun priestess of Rio Horori, come out. She salutes the crowd. I greet you all in the name of Lady Sun. May your ancestors smile in the light of this new day. Join me in prayer as we awaken the dragon orb and let the dawn return and break the power of night. As she speaks, you see a spark flicker in the center of the great dragon orb.
They stole fireworks, right?
In your investigation, they stole all kinds of trinkets to kind of throw it off, but you think their main thing was those masks, the sword, and possibly costumes to get them inside.
How far are we from the orb at this point?
It's on a dais, and then it's got, again, it's on that pedestal that holds it up. You're probably a good 20 feet. There's lots of people. You'd have to kind of bully your way around. You're in the center of the temple district.
I need to get to that dais as quick as possible.
Okay, how do you wish to do it?
I'll push through people.
Okay, what are you doing, Okoto?
I'm actually gonna go as fast as he is. I'm gonna cover his back. Make sure nobody's aiming arrows at him or anything crazy like that.
Okay. So you're looking for big bad. You're looking for Asawa. Okay.
Well, I'm not actually. If I see Asawa, I would go straight for him. But my plan is, if I don't see him, is to get to the dais. I'm going to try to make an announcement.
Okay. It takes you time. You bullied your way, and you know you've done not dishonorable things, but you've lost some honor to push people out of your way. Men, women, children, zombies, ghosts. You're getting them out of your way. You make it to the dais. Dakota, what were you doing?
I was walking a little bit slower, but backwards to make sure nobody can hit him from behind.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you a investigation notice?
What are you looking for? Someone hitting him from behind?
I'm looking for people that could be possible enemies in the crowd.
Go ahead and give me a roll then. And you both can give me a roll if you're trying to make your way over.
Crappy roll. 8, 7, 22.
Okay, you see no one really paying attention to you guys.
I got a 22 also, so.
Same thing. You make your way to the dais. There's an open space between the Sun Priestess, the crowd, and the orb. She's in the middle of that.
I'm going to cup my hands and shout out over the crowd and say, with the power instilled upon me by the Emerald Champion, I am conscripting the Fire Guard and the Thunder Guard. Come to me immediately.
Okay. On that note, I need you to make a roll. And it is going to be... They used to have that sound bitch in the same oratory.
Oratory? It is a perform skill now.
Ooh.
I know because I have it.
We'll go perform oratory. It'll be a wits.
But since I'm high as fuck.
So what would wits be on this? It would be...
Use your awareness.
Awareness, okay. And you said it goes off of oratory?
Yep, or performance.
Performance. Not one that I have, so going unskilled.
Unless you wish to draw from Void Dragon, remember, 10s will not explode.
The risk no, I can't. The risk in front of this many people of doing something like that is too great.
You personally know that each time you've accessed him, your emotions have been more raw, and it's been mostly anger, rage, or almost lust, a possessive-like lust. That's what you remember. You don't remember the actual deeds that you've done, but that's what you have, the feelings that you felt.
Okay, so I got that's 14.
Okay, that's enough to do something, but what ends up happening is you see a porcelain mask appear. You also see, instead of a costume, he is wearing, it appears to be a Shishiro guardsman. Yes, Hida-san. How might we assist you? You don't know who's behind the mask, but he is wearing Shishiro armor.
I will say, I will say then, we've uncovered a plot to destroy the Dragon Orb and plunge the city into darkness. It's about to happen immediately. Cultists of Lord Moon are about to hatch a terrible, terrible mission to destroy the orb. We need to square up, we need to bullring it, and we need to protect it at all costs.
Okay. What are you doing, Akoto, as he's talking to this gentleman? You can't see who it is. There's no facial. You have nothing except he's wearing Shishiro armor.
Like I said, I'm gonna probably eventually, because I'm still walking backwards, I'm probably gonna bump right up against him a little bit. And the moment I feel like his elbow or whatever, I'm gonna stop. And I'm gonna turn around. And I'm going to do the best I can to let him explain the situation, because knowing how high I am, because of the prior experience I've had with the opium, I'm going to try to let him talk our way through this.
Shishiro's head kind of turns to the side, inquisitively. Of course, Hida-san. I will inform the Thunder Guard of your request. Hopefully we can get in here before too late. And he kind of just melts into the crowd.
Wait, and I'll say before he goes, do not get me wrong. I appreciate your aid in this, but it is not a request. I'm conscripting the Thunder Guard and the Fire Guard. They come, or you will all be held accountable to the Emperor. Unless I die, I will see it through myself. A prosecution of every single one of you. Bring them here immediately.
He does kind of bow low and says, "Be cautious, Hida Kampachi-san."
No,
Your
there
authority.
is no time for caution now. You bring me the men or you pay the consequence. I am not asking. Leave from my sight.
You hear soft laughter. Of course.
The next time you laugh will be your last. I am warning you right now. Bring me the men or I will kill you where you stand.
He bows, and then he steps back and fades into the crowd.
Traitorous fucking bastard. And I'll turn to Akoto and say, I have no idea if we're going to get the men that we need. Prepare for this to be one hell of a show. If we survive and we don't get the aid, I will see every last one of these fuckers tried.
Yep, I would agree. I have no problem with that. And I'm very much in the same camp as you are, where I just I'm both angry and prepared to do whatever we need to do to make this crap stop.
And knowing that I'm probably not going to get aid, I will say a silent prayer to my ancestors and prepare to meet the end.
Okay. What are you guys doing now to prepare yourself? Nothing has happened. Moments have come by. What are you doing?
I'm going to draw my saber and my wakizashi, and I'm going to square up in front of the orb and just viciously scan for anybody approaching.
Okay. Anything in particular?
Nope. If anybody gets close, I'm going to do what they do at like a fucking casino when they're changing out a slot machine. I will approach with murderous intent, and if they don't back down, I will attack them.
You, Akoto.
I'm not going to pull, but I'm going to loose both my weapons. I'm going to drop the bow finally and the arrows because they're just weighting me down right now. I'll put them kind of out of the way. I'll try to put them up against like a platform or whatever we can to keep them out of the way. And then I'm actually going to silently beg my ancestors for forgiveness for having forsaken what they've done for me. Because I'm like him, I'm pretty sure without help we're going to die.
Okay. Moments pass. Go ahead and give me perception and investigation rolls.
This is for this.
Oh, if you're gonna go out like a boss.
That's right. 19, 23, 28. Play.
20 with my -10.
Okay. Nothing yet.
And I'll be mumbling to myself the entire time as I'm looking around, and I'll say, Shoshiro, scoundrels, let their own city burn, let it be plunged in the darkness rather than just cooperate and help me. Who do they think I am? Some charlatan? I have the authority of the Emerald Champion, who has the authority of the Emperor.
And at that point, you see 4 individuals, 5 individuals, 6 individuals kind of make their way over. They're all wearing the same porcelain white mask, Shishiro armor, and they have now kind of gone to the corners of this pedestal and are waiting. You see another one approach you, and as he approaches you, the ground starts to shake.
Okay. I'm going to point my Moto Scimitar at him and say, Nate, I will hold it up to him like face level and say, state your business.
In a soft voice, you requested that I get men. These are the men closest to us. The others will take some time as they are patrolling and doing other things. Hida-sama.
Good. The Akodo and I take south and north on this thing. We will be the closest. We're the inner circle. Form up loosely around us. Don't let anybody pass.
At that, you hear Yoko, where is the phoenix? Magic is afoot, and you hear rumble, 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 rumble as the ground starts to shake again.
Is there any way, Yoko, where you can pinpoint where the magic is coming from?
I will try. And she starts to go into her spiel of summoning the spirits.
Great, because now I have to fucking keep one eye on the Shoshiro, and then
Shishiro's just watching.
yeah, and I have to keep one eye on them, and now I have to keep one eye on the other fuckers that are approaching because I can't trust my own guards.
And Yoko says, there, and she points to a building across the way.
How far across the way?
You're going to have to swim through the crowd.
I'll turn and I'll look at Akodo and say, well, we've got 2 options. Leave the orb completely unguarded in the hands of the Shoshiro, and we both go. Or we split, and one of us goes and one of us stays. Or we just stay at the orb.
I'm going to suggest we stay at the orb unless he proves that he has some way to destroy it from a distance. Splitting up is a terrible idea.
Yoko, do you know what he's trying to do?
She starts to talk, and it looks like she's talking with someone there. And can't be. He's not that powerful. She says he's communing with the earth spirits. He's going to bring the temple area down. He's going to bring the orb down.
Yoko.
And at that same time as you're talking, you hear screaming start to happen from kind of the rear end of the parade.
Oh shit! I'm gonna ignore the screaming and I'm gonna grab Yoko by one of the shoulders and make sure she's paying attention to what I'm saying. And I say, Yoko, you're a Shugenja. You've studied this. Can you banish the kami from the immediate region of the orb?
With tears in her eyes, she tells you, I am out of the ability to cast now. And she looks at you with tears in her eyes. That she's used her magics throughout the day and the night. And she looks at the Akodo, looks at what she's done, the other things that she's done. The healing is taken out of me. I only have one thing, and it will not do anything to help you. I am sorry. Almost like a child who's failed and is just ready to break down. You must get to him. He cannot stop casting or the spell is done. The kami will not listen to him. He must continue. He's over there, and she's pointing to this building.
We are gonna have to split.
We are. One of us is going to have to go find out what's causing the screaming. The other's going to have to go after him. I say you and Yoko go after him. I go figure out what's happening at the end of this line that's causing all the screaming. If it's a bunch of zombies, I can always run back to the Shishiro for help.
I'll look at you and say, okay, this might be the last time we need a Kodo. If you die, die well.
I'm going to return the honor by giving him a salute and bowing really, really deep to him.
Yeah, I'll bow really deep as well. And then I'll say, come on, Yoko, we got to go stop this.
Yoko will follow you.
So which one of us do you want to kill first, Clay?
I will say to the Shishiro, too, as we're passing by, is we're going to try to disrupt a ritual. Please watch the orb. This is absolutely paramount. I know I've spoken to you harshly, but do this, and I promise you a grand favor.
Almost confused, you hear, of course, Ida-sama, it is our duty to assist you. And as you leave, something just gnaws you back your mind. And we will break it up. Go ahead and give me initiative rolls, guys.
Okay. 16, 24. That's not too bad. Guys, we're at 30.
Okay.
Well, I got a 30, but with my minus 10, 20.
Okay.
You need
So we'll
drugs.
go with Yakoto. We'll start with your scene first.
Yep.
You see that the Sun Priestess is commencing the ritual. It's starting to glow, but the tremors are getting worse. You also see that people are attacking others. You see one man appears to be biting another man. A kid kicking and scratching at himself. Almost chaos is erupting from the back end like a wave at a baseball game. It's kind of happening as people are screaming and fighting. And now people are becoming injured in small groups, and it is expanding. One of the Shishiro say, you hear, let us remain the peace. The other says, but, almost in the same voice, we were ordered to stand by and to make sure nothing happens to the orb. I would not want to be threatened unkindly. A third, again, there are about 8 of them around the area. Ah, but it is our job to stop this. Stop what? People are being rowdy. So they're having this conversation calmly amongst each other as the crowd starts to get more wild. What do you wish to do?
Well, I'm going to put my white mempo on, which should creep them out enough. I'm going to grab one of the lazy bastards, and I'm going to shove him towards the commotion and tell him that I need 2 or 3 of them, and we're going to find out what the hell is going on. And this is not a request that I'm doing this on the order of the Emerald Magistrate.
The one you shoved, his hand goes to a sword. But you are not a magistrate. There's only one Emerald Magistrate of the city. Now his voice has gotten a little more angry, and the others' voices have gotten a little more angry. Ah, this should be good. And he kind of just fences. You have no authority to give me orders, lion.
Oh, this will be real fun then. I'm going to accuse him of being an honorless dog, that he would rather the people around him die than do his job.
They are fighting. They are celebrating, not dying. And he kind of, in the mask, in the little hole at the mouthpiece, he's a little stubble kind of at the ground. The other one says, that is correct. If someone should scream, and you hear a scream in the background, ah, I will go. And one fades into the crowd.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go, Lion, says the one that you pushed. Let us go stop this. And he waits for you to pass him by.
Yep.
The others, as you kind of look, their heads and porcelain masks are turned to the side, waiting inquisitively at you, just staring.
I'm going to march my happy ass right into the area where the scream comes from.
Okay, you're battling the crowd. Cut it there. Hida, what are you doing?
I will, with Yoko, push towards the building that she identified.
Okay, it'll take you 2 rounds, and the quakes have gotten more severe. As you make your way towards the crowds that's started the fighting, and Hida makes his way to the entry of this building, you now all suffer 2 raises to move around. All physical actions are increased by 5 or 10 because it's starting to shake as bad. You look back, Hida, before you enter, and you see that globe on the pedestal starting to wobble. You, Akoto, also look back as you go into the crowd, and you see the pedestal and the globe wobble. And the priestess yells out, "We must light it now! Why have we angered the kami?" And she starts to pray. Others try to pick up the chant, but there's still more screaming happening. And as you look, Akoto, those porcelain masks that match what the Emerald Magistrate has, you see some. They're fighting, biting, and attacking random folks. People are fighting back. Some of the Thunder Guard and other guard that are here, the militia, are cutting people down. And you know that they're not cutting down just zombies, that they're cutting people that are fighting back and attacking, trying to regain order in this area that you're at. And you come upon that group, and you see what appears to be 2 zombies attacking a woman and her child. That's where we'll start with you. Inside, you've rushed inside. It has gone death quiet, but you hear chanting. As you make your way up the building, up to the roof, where the chanting is getting louder and louder, you come upon a man in a luxurious phoenix robes, and his arms are outstretched wide. At his hip, he has a huge porcelain mask in a small satchel. It looks almost like a mesh, a netting at his side. It's the size it would fit over like an ogre or troll. It would not fit a human's face. And he's chanting away. Back on top, Akoto, what are you going to do?
So we've got the zombies are attacking people.
Yes, you come across a zombie attacking someone.
So I'm going to pull my katana. I'm going to give a death stare at the guy that said nothing was happening that says, "You've never been more wrong," as I walk up to attack one of the zombies.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your jiu-jitsu.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my free raise for damage. Don't you go off the table, bastard. 3 rolls. I'm keeping how many of these? I'm sorry. I think it's 5.
Give me 1 second.
No, 3. I'm sorry, 3.
Okay, gentlemen, sorry about that. Go ahead, Kyle.
So I've got a 26. So a 26, right?
You hit him.
Okay, so I'm going to use it. So free raise is, sorry, I think it starts at 5K2. Yeah, 5K2. Or 6K2, sorry. 6K2, artificial die for the free raise. Oh dear God, that's a crappy roll. 16 points.
Okay. You lop off one of its arms. Oh no, you tackled him. So yeah, you're wrestling with him.
Well, I'm not wrestling with him. I got a katana out. I'm slicing at him.
Oh, you're style. I thought you tackled him. Okay, yeah, you cut off one of his limbs, but he's still standing there, and his attentions are drawn to you.
What's with me? I'd rather that than an innocent person.
It is now Hida. What are you doing?
I see this guy chanting, right?
Yep, he matches the description of the picture. And when you approach and stuff, and Yoko looks at him, she screams out, grabs her eyes, and falls. I need a willpower check from you.
Okay, can I tap into Void Dragon again? I don't know how many void points he has.
You can tap into him if you wish.
I do wish.
Yeah.
Okay. You said it's a willpower, right?
Yep.
And I'm at a negative 20 for this, right? Because it's
Yes,
10
you are.
points and 10
Are
from
you using the willpower to override your damage and not suffer the penalty, or are you using the willpower to roll an extra dice?
to roll an extra dice.
Okay, so you're still suffering. You're going to choose to suffer the penalty then. Okay.
Or because which one would it let me override if I overrode the penalty? Would it be
Okay, this
like
explodes. This will explode. This isn't a willpower checks do explode. So you can spend the void to not suffer this round your penalties.
yeah, let's
You're
do
pushing
that.
through you're pushing through the pain.
Yeah, let's do that. That would be better. That'd be more advantageous. That would let me. Okay. So ignoring the penalties, I got a 30.
Okay, you are not hit by the aura of fear. You are able to do it. So what are you going to do now that you've approached him? And
Okay.
he's turned to face you. And he looks like an aristocrat.
Am I still without penalties for this next action?
Yes, you are. It's your turn. So you've done it. So that for this round, you do not suffer any penalties, nor do you have you have fear.
All right, I'm going to attack him
Cat.
with the Moto Scimitar. Since he's chanting, right? I can hear him chanting.
He's got his arms raised and he's kind of turned around to face you guys and he's chanting. And the ground is shaking. This building that you're in seems to be shaking really bad.
Okay, it's not bad. It's 25. 30. Okay, so with no penalty, it's a 41.
You hit him.
Yeah. Let's see some fucking damage. Boy, it's good. Give me some explosions, boys. I got 2 explosions. Ooh, one of those exploded twice. Okay, so 41 damage.
He crumples down. I will spend void because he needs to see if he can continue chanting. We will spend void to substitute the damage. He does not. He stops chanting. And the last rumbles of the spell occur. His turn. He stopped chanting. Why have you interfered? Why have you tried to interfere in what I have done? Do you not know who I am? I am Asawa Oromono, and you will die. And he raises his hand up, and it starts to ignite.
Why does this make me think of the Emperor?
No, no, no.
It starts to ignite. It says, no, I have failed. Lord Moon is not going to do this. And you hear in this ruddled tongue, just you don't even understand the language. I curse this city. I curse you. And you see him almost like in a jitsu strike pull out the little tanto at his side, pulling his thing. And you hear Yoko she's just still whimpering from the fear. I give my name, Asawa. And you just see the blood kind of leak out from his throat. I curse you, Hida Kapachi. Know my pain. And all of a sudden, the blood kind of just seeps around him, and then it's like the building itself takes in the blood, and it kind of just seeps inside the building and disappears. In front of you, Okoto, as you're swinging and ducking and weaving and fighting a zombie, all of a sudden, cracking happens on the mask, and it just shatters. And you just see the face of possibly an Edda woman that's probably been dead for at least a year. Space look at you, and she just falls back. Bodies start to fall back upon this area all around you. People that have been fighting have stopped. People are still crying, women, children screaming, but the actual fighting has stopped as people are taking this in. About 50 bodies have fallen. The quakes have stopped. What do you wish to do, Okoto?
First off, I totally expected that guy to say, "Before I kill you, Mr. Bond." But second, I'm going to go ahead and hoof it as best I can to the building because I'm kind of wondering why the hell everything has stopped.
It's kind of gotten quiet, and as you make your way to the building, you notice that the orb, the glow has intensified. The priestess has never stopped chanting. You make your way in, and you make your way up. What are you doing, Hida, while he's making his way up, and Yoko is collecting herself?
This is an exposed roof, right?
Yep.
I want to walk to the edge and look down and try to survey all the damage. Because I know some innocent people have died, but even worse than that, now that it's revealed that a lot of these people wearing the masks were dead, a lot of really important people have now been seen in like a public forum touching the dead.
Why you would say that is, you notice that they're probably where you think some of the other samurai or the higher houses would be have all been kind of quiet as you look. And you notice that those same people that you addressed earlier are facing that crowd, that group, facing towards the crowd as if to protect them and make a barrier. And there's probably 25 to 40 doing that. You see possibly the governess, other Shishiro. You see some of the other delegates, the higher-ups. The Hamamoto of the crane is over there, and you notice that they've got their own militia out, but a wall of Shishiro are in front of that militia of each of them. You notice that others are in the crowds turning bodies over and acting as if they're arresting folks. Others are going through the crowds now trying to cause complete restoration of the chaos that's happened. And you see at the where the governess is, you see her. She brings the mask down. She's got one that's kind of on a stick, so she's holding it in her hand. She brings it down, and you see the old face of Shishiro Hobu, and she gives you an acknowledgement as if one fencer to another or one duelist to another, and she smiles, puts the mask back on. It looks like she's controlling the crowd, so it won't be too much fallout, i.e. the dead are coming to attack the city and whatnot. Some might leak, some might be there, but she's taking measures as if she's been following your investigation. But it's taking time, and some people are seeing it, but those people are kind of being left alone to be questioned later by the Thunder Guard. You just see that the chaos is still being cleansed up, but it's taking some time, and that's when Okoto makes his way up.
The moment I see the guards and everything kind of turning bodies over and doing their job, I'm
They
going to
wait
make a
till you
snide.
left. The guys around you have left. Unless you look
That's
with
fine,
Hida, unless you look with
figured, but I'm thinking once I hit the top of that roof, Clay, I should be able to see them doing their
you do.
jobs.
You can see Hida, and you can walk over where Hida's at, and you can see the same thing, the same sight.
As soon as I do that, I'm going to make a snide comment to Hida. Well, at least they finally decided to do their job.
Yeah, he'll smile and say, "Well, we saved the orb. Now time to see how much damage we sustained in the process."
And on that note, gentlemen, I'm going to end it. I'm going to give you your guys' your experience, your honor and glory after, because we're going to do the epilogue of this the next time with your experience, because you will be summoned to the governess because she is higher station even than an emerald magistrate. So throwing out your weight or the accusations and stuff, you're going to have to see what the outcome of that is.
Let me ask you, Clay, because it might, depending on how bad my snap judgment is of what's
There,
happened
bud, say
here,
again.
it might not even make it to that.
Well,
Say that again. I didn't hear it. It broke up. Say
I
again,
said-
Andrew.
I said, depending on my assessment of how much damage I've caused here on this rooftop, it might not even make it to that.
Because that's what we'll do, guys, is I'll end it here. I'll cut the broadcast. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I think we had one for a moment. But what I'll do is end it here, and we'll kind of go over what you guys have. We're going to pick up from this moment in the aftermath, and then the summons. The governess is going to summon you and some of the other big wigs of the city. Because this is big news. You know, you've been investigating, throwing your weight around things that happened. So let's see. So thank you. I'm going to cut the broadcast now. Thanks, guys, for playing. If you want to plug your channels or anything else, if you have, go ahead. We'll go with Kyle. Kyle.
Thank you guys for watching. Anyone who does watch, yay, and for posterity's sake. If you guys are curious, check out what I do. Check me out on Legacy Game Mastering on YouTube. I have kind of sort of moderated my channel a little more, so God help me, hopefully it'll be better.
Thank you, sir. Big Bad Andrew.
I have nothing to plug, but make sure you tune in next time because I'm forecasting 90% chance of seppuku.
And it is a possibility, folks. We will see. Thank you for watching. Thank you guys for playing. And I'll end the broadcast.